Hello people, it's Cincinnati back, and I haven't posted a video since early last month. So the last video I made was a collection for my Nintendo Switch, and now I'm doing an updated version of my entire 4K collection, which is so big that it almost looks like it can touch the posters, which I have a lot to cover, and let's just get started anyways. So first is Ice Age Collision Course, which is not a very good way to start off my 4K collection. It's visually impressive and looks amazing in 4K, but the movie itself is just not that good, to be honest. But this was basically just a tech demo disc for me, because to see what it would look like in spectacular 4K. Next we got STORKS, and I got this also with my 4K TV and Blu Ray player, which I do really think this is a good movie, and the 4K version does make it look a little better and brighter. It's not the best 4K presentation I have, but still decent enough. Next is the Angry Birds movie, and the movie itself is pretty mediocre looking back on it right now. I did enjoy it back then because I was a huge Angry Birds fan, but watching the movie now, it's not as good. It does look visually good in the 4K format, but still nothing I really enjoy as I used to. Next is DreamWorks Trolls in 4K, and it's okay. It looks impressive in 4K, and it's colorful and makes it look better, but overall it's just a okay movie in general. Next, Sing, and it's a steelbook with a 4K disc. As I said with Trolls, it's okay movie, looks decent in 4K, not mind-blowing, but that's all I have to say about Sing. Next are Despicable Me 1 and 2 in 4K. One is good, and the sequel's also good, but this movie actually looks really amazing in 4K, as this is the first ever 4K with Dolby Vision, so it makes the picture look absolutely stunning and better than the actual standard Blu Ray, despite it being upscales. Next is the Smurfs Lost Village movie. Just like Sing and STORKS, okay movie that looks good in 4K. That's all I have to say about it. Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. It's a decent movie, and actually looks great in 4K despite it being a very early title. It's a nice pickup. Star Trek Into Darkness. This is this is a movie I haven't actually seen yet, but I do have interest in seeing it, but so I don't have anything to comment about the movie or the 4K picture. Next is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. It's a great movie and looks decent in 4K, not great, but it was shot in high resolution, so it should look better, but it's not bad transfer though. Captain Underpants, the first movie. It's an underrated gem of a movie that's hilarious and just a flat-out good time in general. It's meh in 4K, but still it's a good transfer and for a underrated film. The first Fantastic Beasts, it looks spectacular in 4K, and the movie was good and a million times better than Crimes of Grindelwald, which was just pretty bad. The original Wonder Woman movie, once again, it's a great movie and just looks fantastic in the 4K format. Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Men Tell No Tales. The movie's just okay, but the 4K also looks okay as well. It's not really a good transfer, but still decent enough. Spider-Man Homecoming. It's one of the better Marvel movies I liked. And the 4K transfer is also a very well done transfer to a great film. Despicable Me 3 Special Edition 4K. It's really okay movie, and once again looks amazing in 4K like the first two. And seeing as this is the more recent one, it looks the best, as the others were made way earlier. The Great Wall, it's a okay movie that looks great in 4K. And again, that's all I had to say about it. All these movies I have are literally, most of them I don't have anything to say about them. The Lego Ninjago movie, the worst Lego movie but still a decent one, looks pretty decent in 4K, but still isn't as good as the Lego Batman movie, the Lego movie, or the recent Lego movie 2. Cars 3, the first Pixar 4K. It's one of the weakest films Pixar's made, but still better than Cars 2 or The Good Dinosaur. The 4K is just alright. It's not really a good 4K transfer, but the movie itself is still good despite the issues. Jumanji, it's good, but I like the sequel, which we'll talk about later, even more. But it looks decent in 4K, despite being an old 90s movie, and it's a nice pickup for anyone starting a 4K. Coco, which is one of Pixar's best movies in a while. amazing in 4K, and it's one of my favorite movies of 2017. Star Wars The Last Jedi, it was good, and kind of enjoyed it more than other people, but still not one of my favorite Star Wars movies, but it looks decent in 4K, but not the best though. Peter Rabbit, it's a decent film, better than I thought it was gonna be, but the 4K here is nice, but it's good if it's cheap, when it's cheap and bargained, but for full $30 it's not really a big worthy pickup in 4K, but still good. Black Panther, the most recent film, the only Oscar nominee for Best Picture this year I've seen, and I didn't really enjoy it as much as other people did, but I still enjoyed it. The 4K transfer here is okay, but is a decent film, but not one of my favorites in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Justice League, this is a decent movie with an excellent 4K transfer, just like some of the other movies, and that's all I have to say about it. Pacific Rim Uprising, a amazing guilty pleasure of mine. I know it's worse than the original, but I still enjoyed it nonetheless, and it looks the best in 4K, and my favorite 4K transfer. That is worth the price, even if you think the movie is garbage. Thor Ragnarok, I think this is the funniest of the Marvel movies, and also looks amazing in 4K, and is still a good pickup up in 4K. Jumanji, I actually think it was better than the first, and looks amazing in 4K. It's a funny movie that you should definitely see, and pick this version up if you can. Infinity War, which I did think was the best movie in 2018 until Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse came, which was kind of better. And the 4K transfer here is really nice, and I enjoyed it. Incredibles 2, which has a lot of split reactions, but I found it a really good sequel despite some of its problems. I have yet to watch this copy in 4K, but I did see it in Dolby Cinema, and that was amazing. So if the 4K transfer is like the version I saw at Dolby Cinema, then I'm gonna really enjoy it. Ant-Man and the Wasp, I've only seen it once when it was at opening day in IMAX, and I did enjoy it, and I think it was a little better than the first. Still have yet to watch this in 4K though, but I think I'll enjoy it as much as I did the first time. Lastly, Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, which is the most recent one I own. It's okay compared to the first, but I still enjoyed it nonetheless, and the transfer, I have seen a 4K digital transfer that I got from my neighbors digitally, and it looked great in 4K, and so I'm pretty sure that this 4K transfer will be just as good, if not better. And yes, this is my entire 4K collection. Hope you enjoyed this. My back hurts from hunching to show you this big collection. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and stay tuned, because probably the next video will be a channel update, and I'll see you later. Bye.